Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. My name is Blake Cousins, and we're live, taking your calls from around the world in regards to UFOs. Third Phase of Moon rated the top UFO channel on YouTube. With over 101,000 subscribers and approaching 70 million views, Third Phase of Moon is the top place to go to report your UFO sightings. And we're taking it live. Anybody that saw a UFO, been abducted by aliens, call in to 1-347-934-0378. The subject matter tonight, we're going to be going over a few topics. Mr. Snowden, what Obama had to say today in the press conference in Washington, D.C., as well as underground bunkers. What are they for? And what is President Obama doing at the secret meeting with the CEOs and the embassies closing around the world? This week at Third Phase of Moon, we've been getting videos at a rapid pace. People are reporting it, and we're going to take the calls right now. Area code 647. Welcome to Third Phase. This is Blake Cousins. Yes, you're on Third Phase of Moon.
Okay, I have I think it's an abduction story, and something happened to me when I was 14 years old. I had this burning hand, hold me down, and every time I woke up, I felt like it was pushing me down in the bed. And I woke up the third time, and there was nothing there. And after that, I started having visions and psychic dreams. And then years later, I started having visions of grays. And it's been bothering me all my life. The last vision I had of a gray was last year, and I ran to my door and closed it, and I was terrified. I felt like I was connected to it somehow. So I'm actually going to go see a past life regressionist to find out what happened to me. And I talked to a psychic that works for the police department in the U.S., and she told me I had alien energy around me. And her son said the same thing. They're both psychics. So I feel like something happened to me.
Wow. You know, the police department, you had confirmation of an alien presence. Can you tell us what police department this is, and what was the standard?
No. A friend of mine, she works for the police department in the States, and I spoke with her years ago. I don't talk to her anymore. She told me that I had alien energy around me. It made a lot of sense to me because I feel like something happened to me. I lived in a town called Matson, Ontario. It's near Red Lake. It's past Thunder Bay in Ontario. It's the end of the road. When I was a child, I was living out there, middle of nowhere. So I feel like something happened to me. And I don't know what exactly happened to me because all my life, it's been bothering me. That one day, it's been bothering me all my life. And sometimes I'm terrified to sleep at night, with the light off. And I had visions, you know. I've had visions that come true. And I can read people too. And I've seen the grays like 3 or 4 times, you know, like connected to me. I felt them connected to me. So, like, I don't know. I'm really confused about it. So I'm trying. That's what I'm calling you for. Maybe you can give me light, like tell me what happened exactly. I don't know.
Well, you know, your story is very familiar. That comes into Third Phase of Moon from the viewers around the world. People tell us their stories, and a lot of the stories is that these abductions start out when you're young, and they continuously come throughout the rest of your life. And basically, there's really a place to go is you're living it, you're dealing with it, and deal with it the best way possible because it's pretty much out of your hands. But
I know.
It's very interesting to share the story because a lot of people around the world experience the same thing, but they really don't want to come out and share the story and explain it for fear of ridicule. But the more and more people share their stories, the world's going to accept it more often. Can I ask you a question about the experience with these alien grays? Was there a time of year when they would come around, and where exactly
I last time I saw it in my head. Basically, I saw the face come at me, and I was in my apartment, and I walked towards the door, and I could feel them, and then I saw the face come towards me, like I could see it, like in my head, and I was terrified. And I closed the door and locked it and ran to my room. So I feel like they're watching me, but I don't know if it's true or not. But like something happened to me when I was 14 years old. That burning hand, and I felt like a burning hand was holding me down on my bed. I couldn't get up. Like twice I tried to get out of my bed, and I couldn't get out of bed. My dad just passed away like a year after that, you know. So all these like strange stuff has happened after my dad died, you know, and I started having these dreams. And And my friend put me in a trance. My friend years in my 20s, and I thought my friend said it was a demon, but it wasn't a demon. I know it was the Greys. It started making more sense to me, So like there's a really famous past life regressionist in Toronto that she works in the U.S. as well as some other people. You might know her. I don't know her name offhand, but I'm going to go see her. She charges about $300, so I'm going to get her to do some past life regression and find out what happened to me when I was 14, because it's been bothering me all my life, and it's been caused a lot of emotional problems for me. And people are kind of freaked out by me because I can read people, and I can pick up people's energy. I know things about people, so I don't really hang around a lot of people. I'm basically a loner, So,
Dr. Jacobs, hypnotic regression expert, has done over 900 hypnotic regressions, and the story always becomes the same. And your story again comes up, maybe not a physical encounter, but a telepathic encounter with these.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think?
What's with that burning hand? Can you explain to me about the burning hand touching me and holding me down in my bed?
Well, do you think it could be either a spiritual, experience or an extraterrestrial experience? Which one would you think in your heart it is?
I'm usually never wrong about why I guess things. I'm never wrong about anything. I predicted my friend's life for 2 years, and I wasn't wrong. And everything came true, and she's freaked out by me all the time. But like I don't think it's my dad, but I think something happened to me that day, and I can't figure out what it is. I was in a town that had one street. That's basically it. It's past Red Lake. It's called Matson, Ontario. There's nothing. It's a minor town, And I used to walk around late at night sometimes in the dark, pitch dark, and watch the stars because we could see stars all the time. But I just want to find out what happened to me that day, because I started having a psychic gift after that, and I started predicting things and future events and that. And it just, something happened that day happened to me, and now I'm connected. I know the Greys are real. I try and talk with a lot of people because people think I'm crazy. When I bring out UFOs up, I brought out UFOs up with my client. She goes, "Did you believe in UFOs?" She goes, "No, I don't believe that stuff." So I try to keep things like that to myself because people might think I'm crazy, I have some people I talk to that believe me, and they believe in UFOs too. But I know the Greys exist because I connect with them, like telepathically, and they've been in my dreams too. So I don't know if I've encountered them or I'm just connected to them somehow,
It could be advanced military drones from, that are being suppressed that should be out to the public, but they're 90 years in advanced technology. So when we're looking at it from the ground and people are filming these things, definitely they are UFOs. We don't know what they are. And we're trying to get to what's happening around the world, and continuously information's coming in. Yesterday we released a video about Snowden and possible more leaks coming in from Snowden from Russia in regards to aliens already inhabiting Earth. And the statements and these correspondence that are coming into Third Phase of the Moon are coming in from multiple angles from around the world. So something's happening.
Do you believe the Anunnaki? Do you believe the Anunnaki created us, like genetically engineers? Do you believe that?
Well, there's a lot of beliefs in the world, and 250,000 years ago, there could have been an ancient alien race that visited Earth and manipulated Neanderthal to be in their own likeness. And there's a possibility behind this. It's hard. I got big blue eyes, and I got big forehead, and a lot of people think I look like an alien. So, I think the hybrids look like me. I've looked at the hybrids online. I have the same features of the hybrids. So, it kind of freaks me out a little bit, I think maybe the people with blue eyes like me, big forehead, are the ones who are more psychic, maybe, as well. Because I've encountered people before, look like me, similar forehead and big eyes, So. If you could send us a picture of yourself via Third Phase of Moon Skype or our Facebook, Third Phase of Moon, we could post this on the radio show on our YouTube when we rebroadcast on YouTube, and let the people decide if maybe you do have this alien likeness with the Nordic and the larger cranium. You have these psychic capabilities. Do you have any predictions for listeners right now? Maybe a possible upcoming event?
Yeah. Feeling a lot of pressure on me, aren't you? Well, I decided not to predict anything anymore because it stressed me out so much. I decided to live like I'm Tibetan Buddhist, so I decided to live in the moment because if you live in the future and in the past all the time, then you never can live your life, So I decided to stop predicting the future because I have to let the future unfold for itself. And I used to predict the future a lot, and I don't read people anymore. I just read what I feel around them, their aura and that kind of stuff. And I changed my whole view. I'm vegan too, so I don't use chemicals in my body. I'm sensitive to smell. I'm sensitive to everything, and big crowds and that kind of stuff, So I just don't want to do futuristic things anymore because it kind of drives me a little crazy, It did. And I had nightmares for a long time. I had these 3 things in my dreams chasing me, red eyes. They were chasing me in my dreams for almost 15 years, and it was terrifying. Sometimes I used to wake up in a cold sweat. And they're not my dreams anymore. I'm happy about that, But I didn't know what those 3 things were. They were black and they had red eyes, and they were chasing me in forests and everything.
Snowden is the one I think that's going to break it. I think this is some of the information that he's getting that he's going to about to share with the world. 100% proof that there is life on Mars and we're not alone on the planet. And again, we have guests coming in, area code 212 from New York. Welcome to Third Phase of Moon.
Yeah, I just wanted to say real quickly about Snowden. This is such a major, major thing. It's like we're back in the 1950s. And NSA story bringing at the same time. This is about surveillance and the availability of information. And if the information is not made available, it's not right. Whether it's UFOs or aliens, or it's military, or it's politics, all these information should be available. Thank you.
Area code 212, stand by. We're taking calls from around the world. Also, we have our guest right here with Third Phase of Moon team right here on the Big Island. Brent Cousins wants to chime in on a couple things that's been breaking news right here and what's in Washington, D.C. Obama made a speech right there. Go ahead, Brent.
Well, what's going behind the scenes is more important than the speech he made. He's organizing a group with the highest CEOs in the world and holding a secret meeting. I wish we're a fly on the wall and could be inside these secret negotiations and what's going on in the world and what they're trying to do to take it for themselves and keep us as a sheep and shit on us, basically. That's what's going on. And I think they're holding big information, and they're just not giving it to us, and it's very unfortunate. Obama, thumbs up or thumbs down? I'd like to hear the comments from you guys if you agree with what Obama is doing now.
Or just leave it in the comments below. Some of the other correspondence we've been getting at Third Phase of Moon is, why did they shut down the embassies around the world? Was it a security threat? Apparently, there was a major asteroid event that was about to happen again, and maybe coming up in August, because maybe the thing that just happened over Serbia within this last year, the asteroid that shattered windows all over Russia, injured over 1,000 people, was just a small taste of what was going on. And apparently there's another one right behind it. We don't want to be scaremongrels around here. This is just information that we're getting in, and we think we should share it, of what the theories are behind some of the embassy closures is because of maybe sometime in August that there might be some major event. Let's keep our fingers crossed that's not the case, or it could be prevented. Now we're going to go back to area code 937. Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. You have something important you want to ask?
Yeah, it was an important thing that I found out. It was, you know how people always say aliens are demons and the reptilians, which are an alien species, are demons?
Yep, the theory around pretty much states that pretty much is fact with the information that's coming in, yes.
Well, in the Bible, it, snake, which is a reptile, which was, Satan was disguised as, which is, it made Eve eat the apple, and that was a reptile, which is also a reptilian. So maybe the reptilians are actually demons. And because Satan was disguised as a reptile.
Area code 647, you have these telepathic experiences with these aliens or entities you feel. What do you have an opinion on the reptilian grays? Have you ever seen a reptilian in your vision? Because pretty much they're
I've never seen. I've only seen the grays. Basically, that's the only ones I've been connected with. But I really don't believe that this. I think the whole religion thing is about control in society. You know, that's all about, especially in America. You know, that's why I follow Tibetan Buddhism, because it's more about, you know, we've all lived past lives, you know. But like this whole reptilian thing, I don't know if it could be like thousands and thousands of entities in the universe. The universe is a pretty big place, you know. We're just on a small planet in one part of the universe. So like, you know, if we think small, then they're pretty or morons and idiots, you know, if we think small. And especially people that say they don't believe in aliens, you know, especially religion that says the same thing. You know, like there could be billions of entities out there. We don't know. So there's multi-universes, you know, I think about 7 different multi-universes or something like that, or more. So.
Well, the question we had a debate yesterday, and we're going to be posting it up on Third Phase of the Moon very shortly, and it was with nuclear physicist Stanton T. Friedman, the author of many books, been around the network for many years, and he claims that UFOs are real, flying saucers are real, aliens are flying them, and they are here on Earth. And then the debate was between a major skeptic, Robert Schaefer, and it was a historic debate. It was the first time the debate's been something like this in over 30 years with Stanton T. Friedman. It was absolutely amazing. We're going to be posting it up. We're taking calls again from around the world. Area code 604. Welcome to Third Phase of Moon.
Hey there, how's it going?
Doing good. We're live. Do you have a UFO sighting you want to report? You want to chime in on some of the conversation going on tonight about Snowden and President Obama's speech today?
Yeah, for sure. Just wanted to say again, this is Dawson calling from Vancouver, BC. I believe I called you guys a couple weeks ago. And, the whole Snowden thing, I mean, I'm from Canada. I'm not from America, but hands down, I think what it comes down to is I see all this stuff on the media going on about it, and everybody keeps arguing about whether he's a traitor or whether he's not a traitor. I don't think that's the point. The point is that the information that's been brought forward and that we need to do something about what's going on within government, right? I guess that would be my opinion on that. Other than that, I just wanted to know, there's a festival or something going on, I believe, at the Joshua Tree, and weren't you guys on site there or supposed to be this weekend or something?
Absolutely. We have correspondents on the ground as we speak. We just made contact with our correspondent, Dr. J. Andy Elias is there. We have a backup camera crew showing up on Saturday. Young Jack Graham will be at, it's called Contact in the Desert, and there's going to be a lot of major speakers from Mr. Dr. Greer. We got Will Cox, Nick Pope. The gamut is huge. We're going to be getting full access pass and exclusive interviews from people right there on location covering the event for 3 days right there at the Joshua Tree. Apparently, there's going to be, what they're claiming is that they're going to be making contact right there this weekend.
Yeah. Like a landing, like a literal landing?
Well, there's going to be heavy equipment there. There's a $150,000 infrared lens camera that's going to be there, and it's going to be amazing if they do capture it. It's going to be covered. We're covering it. I think contact already has been made. We don't know if they're going to be landing there. I don't know if they've claimed that, but the evidence is already coming through to Third Phase. We have over 700 videos of UFOs from around the world. People, go to Third Phase. If you haven't seen the videos, go there. It's quite amazing. The evidence stands on its own that we are not alone. Now, let's go back to these underground bunkers. They've been building them for over 50 years now. What is the purpose for these underground bunkers? Brent, do you have an opinion? There are all kinds of theories that come in that maybe an asteroid might hit, and then we're going to have to retreat, or other sinister reasons. Go ahead, Brent.
Well, it's obviously an oasis for the high elite. We got a new movie coming out, Elysium, starring Matt Damon, and it's basically the same point where they're creating a world and they're separated and they're making it black and white. Keep the poor poor, make the middle class even poorer, and basically shut everybody down, have the 1% rule the world. We hear conspiracies that they want to take out 80% of the population, and they might be doing this genetically through food, things that we eat. They got a lot of major conspiracies going on in the world, and we know that this is possible, and we know that this is basically what they're doing. It's in plain sight. What do you think about that, Blake?
Well, I'm thinking that they're keeping secrets, national security. We posed a question just recently to the major skeptic that doesn't believe that aliens are visiting Earth. I asked him if there was an alien body in possession, anybody had possession of it, would it be a national security issue due to the fact H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds, ending of the movie, there was the common flu that beat off the aliens. Reversed, hey, if the aliens had a disease, maybe they might want to quarantine it. It could be national security. He agreed. So, but he didn't agree with us, stating the fact that government will keep secrets for national security, and he believes that the government isn't hiding anything in regards to aliens. How could they keep it a secret? And then I brought up the Manhattan Project. The Manhattan Project, 100,000 people worked on it. They kept it a secret. Obviously, if they have an alien in their possession, they're going to keep it a secret. Area code 212.
Yeah, I think that new movie that Brent was talking about, I think the date that it takes place in is 2154, and by then the planet was dead. I haven't seen the film, but the kid probably really depressing to think that we're not going to do anything but deteriorate to that kind of a level. And unfortunately, all signs point to that, but the future is so uncertain. Our president just turned 52 years old. I think still the youngest president.
Third Phase of Moon will keep it transparent, taking calls in from around the world. Everybody states opinions. We're going to be taking more calls right now. And area code 952.
On the line?
Yes.
You guys asked me, well, actually your brother asked me to start filming the UFOs that I was seeing nightly in my city, and I've captured 2 of them. So I need to get the video to you guys. What would be the best way for me to do that?
Was it a daytime sighting or a nighttime sighting?
Nighttime. And I made sure when I took it that I was staying still. You can hear the sounds in the background. There's no sound at all. And I used a roof of a house as a background, so you could see that when it went past the roof of the house that it actually disappeared.
So you're following the rules that we did a 5-step program on how to shoot UFOs, and it sounds like you're following all the steps. The best way to send us video footage is Skype, depending on how big the file is. Can you send it tonight? Are we connected via Skype? You could
I can download Skype myself. On my iPhone and then just send it to you guys.
It on Skype, and then Third Phase of Moon, Blake Cousins, one or the other, and then you could attach files, and if the files aren't too big, that's some of the best ways to send it to Third Phase, and we look forward to seeing your footage. So Skype is many ways on how we get our videos.
Yeah, well, Brian Vike is the other major researcher in northern British Columbia and has an actual research center. Now I'm starting to do research down here. I'm taking notes, and I'm trying to film as many of them as I possibly can. And within a 4-day period, I filmed 2. So, they're pretty frequent, and I'm just going to get the videos and the information out to you guys as much as possible. I do know that you guys have your own correspondence and stuff like that, but do you guys have any researchers that you're planning on working with in Canada at all at this time?
Absolutely. Anybody out there, we're looking for Third Phase of Moon correspondents from around the world. In regards to following up on investigations, UFO sightings, doing interviews, we're looking for people that have, their own camera equipment, know how to do editing and make action, as well as, we're looking forward to that footage and maybe doing a Skype interview with you once we see the footage. And we're right here on the Flash Chat. Flash Chat's coming in via the radio show. And Jaime Mason wants to ask a question. Jamie Mason, do you think that aliens are bringing new viruses or sicknesses to humans by experimenting on female organs to reproduce? Interesting question. The viruses, there are viruses that are being created every day, either by the government or naturally, and it's a constant threat to people around the world. It's hard saying if viruses make it from different parts of the universe and enter our atmosphere at all times. It's very possible. We're keeping information through. Comment?
I like to say something about the sea plants in Antarctica.
For sure, go for it.
Well, when they developed that plant to move all the seeds around the world to that vault, in Antarctica, it seemed kind of suspicious. Like, why are they doing that? Why are they shipping all the seeds there for? Like, they expecting something to happen?
The Swedish, there was it's a major complex that they've done over there to preserve the seeds in case of a natural disaster. Did they know something that we don't, or they're just kind of...
Exactly. That seems kind of suspicious that they build that vault and put all our seeds in the world there.
It's a good idea in case it does happen. We don't want to...
Oh, yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, exactly.
But in both ways, you have to think to yourself, is it the why and why now? Some of the other things...
like 5 million bees just died in Ontario recently from eating GMO food. So they pollinate, If we don't have bees, then we can't pollinate fruit and vegetables. In China, they don't have any bees. They have to do it by hand. So, like, there's a lot of things that get affected in the world, that, like you're talking about viruses and that. But the bees, the animals, are getting infected by chemicals, If we kill off the animals and the insects, we're not going to have any food left on this planet.
If we can't pollinate the crops by bees and other sources and doing it by hand, it's going to be absolutely impossible. Is this the design? Is this the way major corporations want to rule the world? They own the food. They're going to own the water. Nothing's free. The seed is there.
That's why I drink spring water You get it from wells, It's safer. Like, if you go to www.findaspring.com, they're all around the world. They're free water. You don't pay for it. And you just go to spring and you just load it up. A glass jug, That's why I trust spring water more. I trust drinking the water from tap or bottled water,
Area code 212.
Yeah, not to be overly depressing, but the GMO war is just almost too late. But as far as the spring water, the other depressing news is that this methane gas propagation is a way to wean us off of fossil fuel. It's not weaning us off of fossil fuel, it's delaying the inevitable. And the process is polluting the same well water systems you spoke of. Yes, those are public domain rights. But this methane gas production through fracking is destroying the earth from the inside out.
Area code 647 still with us. He explained about the telepathic, way of maybe possible communication with these aliens. Is there some kind of humming that goes on right before you experience this, or any kind of indication that they're about to do a communication telepathic thing with you?
No, when I close my eyes, sometimes I can see them, but I feel like they're watching me. I can feel them watching me all the time and following me, but they're not around me. I've never seen a UFO before in my life. I always outside looking, watching, but I've never seen one before. For some reason, we don't get a lot of them in Toronto that I know of, But,
Canada is quite a hot spot going on right now. It certainly is. We're getting videos from Canada on a weekly basis, and it's not every day you see a UFO that you're looking up in the sky constantly. We're here in the state of Hawaii. I've had myself over my life probably about 10 UFO experiences.
Wow.
But they're very far and few in between. But in a hot spot like Hawaii as well, middle of the Pacific, we have that opportunity. And the great thing is everybody has their cameras now, and people are shooting them. And the quality's getting better. The videos are getting better. It's quite amazing.
I know a girl, and I'm seeing she's from Phoenix, and she said when she was a child, she tells me about she believes in UFOs too now, but when she was a child, she was shaken back. She was about 5 or 6, like, I want to go home, and she didn't understand why she said that for, and her parents thought there's something wrong with her, so he sent her to a mental institution. But I don't think there was anything wrong with her. You know, maybe she got connected to her past life regression. Maybe she got abducted by aliens. I don't know. But that's not normal for a child to say that. I want to go home and shake him back and forth at 5 or 6 years old, you know? So, like, I believe her story. I don't think it's like a crazy story like that, you know? Because I can weed out crazy people from people that are telling the truth, you know? So I can tell when somebody's lying to me. But, like, I really want to find out what happened to her, you know? And because I know the graves exist, you know? They know about me. They know they're trying to connect with me for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe they're watching me. Maybe they know I'm like one of those Anunnakis. I have their genes, maybe. You know, the ones with blue eyes and big forehead. Because I'm supposed to be a starseed, you know. Because the people who are starseeds are the ones that look, you know, Scandinavian kind of, you know. And that's a common look. You know.
Very interesting. Brent Cousins wants to make a statement.
Yes, we appreciate you calling in, and we've been getting calls over the past maybe 6 months since we've done Third Phase of Moon Radio, and it's just been, it's kind of heartbreaking because we get all these calls from around the world asking for us. They're asking for help, and what we're doing nowadays, we're creating a base and a market. Let's not say a market, but a bucket, and we're filling this bucket up to where it's becoming a swimming pool of information of abductees, and we want to narrow it down where we could just maybe write books with all you guys, everybody that we talk to. I don't know. We need to create the right form, and I think we're doing it right here. And what we need to do is take numbers, and that's what we're doing tonight. We're taking your number tonight, and we're making a list, and we're going to keep these in our archives for future references on how we're going to go forward and really help people like you coming forward where we could give the right answers and, you know, make them feel better about themselves.
I appreciate it. Cause
Go ahead.
I have a lot of respect for you guys doing this because the world needs to wake up because the world's unconscious. And the people who are unconscious are the religious people, the politicians, and the governments. And the people that are eating GMO food, and the people are eating the overweight people eating garbage food. There are people putting fluoride in their body. They're all lost people, lost souls, you know, and they need help.
The singularity effect is right around the corner. They are going to be building beings that are going to be 1,000,000 times smarter than us, and then it's hopefully not going to be in the power of the government. In free enterprise, they're going to be creating free information out there that's going to get out. These beings that are going to think 1,000,000 times faster than the human brain processes, they're going to be coming up with ideas that are going to help mankind cure cancer. Everything's going to be out there as long as the governments don't blow it, and this is what we don't want. The future is bright if we don't blow it, and let's just keep our fingers crossed. And again, we're getting flash chat. Jamie Mason, this is the unfortunate part, is what he's saying. Our fear of alien life is stopping us from learning. Maybe that's why the government is so hush-hush about what's happening, you know? So there is no panic. Basically what he's saying is the government's afraid that bringing up alien technology, alien beings being here on the planet could create a panic. I don't think so. I think Snowden is aware of this. He's ready to take the risk. From what the correspondence is saying, this might happen. Maybe we're keeping our fingers crossed on that. I think this is the wave of the future. 100% disclosure, translucent. Let's keep it that way. Third Phase of Moon is, again, taking calls from around the world. We want to take people's testimony, and I think that's what Brent just mentioned, is that the testimony that's been coming in for the past 3 months, once we started doing these 6 months doing this radio show, from all over the world, these people aren't lying. They're coming out, sharing their stories. They want to share it genuinely. Some people are calling in and making comments that all the people on Third Phase of Moon Radio are a bunch of actors. Absolutely ridiculous. This is the forum where people can share their stories without being ridiculed. And I think that's what Third Phase of Moon is all about.